Visit faithfullygrowing.com to connect with the Faithfully Growing community, where you can access resources to deepen your parts work journey and join a supportive network of like-minded individuals. For just $9 a month, you'll get access to weekly drop-in Zoom sessions, a growing library of resources, and a weekly email with journaling prompts to support your IFS work. Be sure to sign up for my free guided meditations while you're there. These meditations are thoughtfully crafted to help you connect with your inner parts, cultivate self-compassion, and find moments of peace in your day. This podcast is more than meditations and insights. It's a space for connection, healing, and support. Whether you're here for your own journey or helping others on theirs, you make this community and its impact possible. Welcome back to IFS Meditations and Insights. I'm Tim Fortescue, your guide on this journey towards spiritual wholeness and healing through an internal family systems lens. You can reach me at tim@faithfullygrowing.com. Together, we're creating space to explore, accept, and love all parts of ourselves. By doing so, we experience divine connection and live more fully. Let's begin. Today, we're diving into the topic of empowering your parts and helping them step into new, more positive roles. This is a key concept in IFS and something we can all work on in our daily lives. Whether you feel stuck in a pattern or want to strengthen your connection to your inner world, this episode is for you. In IFS, we understand that each of us has parts of ourselves that take on specific roles to help us navigate life. Sometimes these parts get stuck in patterns that no longer serve us. This might be self-critical, avoidant, or an overwhelmed part. The beautiful thing about this work is that these parts can shift into new roles when we approach them with patience, curiosity, and compassion. Empowering your parts is about recognizing their value, helping them feel supported, and guiding them toward roles that align more with your authentic self. Think of it like inviting a member of your team to take on a leadership role they've always been capable of, but never fully trusted they could handle. So much easier to be more gentle with others often than ourselves, isn't it? Let me share a story from my own journey. Just this week, I've been curious about a part of me that resists being labeled altogether. This part doesn't want to be characterized as a manager, firefighter, or exile. It simply wants to be. I first noticed it when I was reflecting on my own self-criticism. This part steps in with a voice that says, "Don't overthink me. I'm not a problem to solve." At first, when I heard this response, I struggled to connect with it because it didn't fit neatly into the IFS framework. And honestly, that's another analytical part jumping in. And I needed it to soften back too. And as I spent more time listening, I realized that this part that didn't want to be labeled represented a deeper need for freedom and autonomy. It didn't want to be boxed in or misunderstood. When I asked it what it needed from me, it said, "Let me speak without trying to define me." This was a profound moment for me. And I was able to thank this part for its wisdom and gave it space to exist without imposing a role on it. And as I've continued to be aware of this part, even in the last couple weeks, because it's a new one, it's become a voice of grounding independence, reminding me to embrace ambiguity and trust the process. It's a gift, And it's a beautiful example of how not all parts fit into predefined roles. We don't have to understand it all, but they have gifts in how they're showing up, and that's perfectly okay. Let's take a moment to reflect. You might even want to pause the podcast and jot down your answers to these questions. Which parts of you feel disempowered or stuck or not understood? Take a moment to notice if any parts of you feel trapped in cycles of self-criticism, avoidance, or overwhelm. These might be parts of your inner world that show up in your thoughts, emotions, or even physical sensations. How can you encourage these parts to take on more positive roles? What would it look like for these parts to trust you as their leader? Could a critical part become a wise advisor when approached with compassion? What support do they need to feel empowered? Parts often need reassurance that they're not alone and that it's safe to try something new. How might you offer this support? If you're noticing any particular parts coming forward as we talk about this, take a moment to listen to them. They might have something important to share with you. Here are a few simple ways to begin empowering your parts this week. Spend time in self-energy. Create moments of stillness where you can connect with your true self. This is the space where your parts feel safest to open up and explore new roles. And as your parts trust you more, you'll be able to notice this more and more and more. And you can build that self-energy and the capacity to sit in that space by acknowledging their efforts. Thank your parts for the roles they've been playing, even if those roles no longer serve you. For example, you might say to a part, "I see how hard you've been working to protect me, and I'm grateful for your efforts." And just like my part that didn't want to be labeled, that part's been transformed into a wonderful grounding presence that I can feel. And gratitude can go a long way in building that trust I talked about. Offer encouragement. Let your parts know you're here to guide and support them. Remind them that they're not alone in this process. Remind them who you are, that you're older now, because our parts are very often younger. And then take small steps. Empowering parts doesn't happen overnight. Small, consistent actions can help parts feel safe to explore new ways of being. Before we wrap up, let's just do a very brief guided visualization. Take a moment to imagine one of your parts that feels stuck. Picture it as a character or presence within you. What does it look like? How does it feel? What does it feel? And what do you feel as you spend time with this part? And if you can extend just a drop of compassion or curiosity, sense of wanting to connect, allow this part to know you more and you to know it. Now visualize your authentic self, that core of compassion, curiosity, sense of wanting to connect as a warm, supportive light. Let this light approach the part, gently offering reassurance and kindness. In that relationship between you and the part are the gifts of self, that spaciousness. And from that place, imagine saying, "Thank you for everything you've done to help me. I'm here to support you." Let this light of compassion and curiosity approach the part gently, offering reassurance and kindness. Now visualize your authentic self as a warm, supportive light of calmness and curiosity, sense of wanting to connect. And let this light from deep within you approach the part gently, offering reassurance and kindness. And say something like, "Thank you for everything you've done to help me. I'm here to support you." You're not alone, but you're welcome here. You play a part. Notice how the part responds. Does it relax? Does it have more to share with you? Let it know you can spend more time with it if it would like that. This is just maybe a first step, and you can take your time and let this relationship unfold naturally. Empowering your parts is a journey, not a destination. It's about cultivating a relationship with your inner world that's built on trust, compassion, and patience. By doing this work, you'll not only experience personal growth, but also improve your relationships and approach life with a renewed sense of confidence and clarity. Thank you for spending time with me in this episode. If you enjoyed it, I'd love for you to share it with a friend or leave a review. Your support helps us grow and to grow this community of supporting one another and of learning what it means to have more self-discovery and healing. Until the next session, be kind to yourself and to your parts. You've got this. That wraps up another episode of IFS Meditations and Insights. If you found it helpful, please follow or subscribe, and share it with others, and leave a positive review to help more people find the podcast. For more IFS Meditations and Insights, visit exploreifs.com. Thank you for being a part of this community. Remember to be compassionate with yourself and others. Until our next session, take care, stay curious, and do your best to embrace all parts of your journey.